starting where we left off. We were talking about partial breastfeeding for the mom and the baby, and I was finishing with the dairy and the protein sections. In the dairy, for mom, there's 5.5 gallons of reduced fat milk, 16 ounces cheese allowed substitution, and for the baby, breast milk again, and infant formula in amounts based on your baby's age. So as the baby gets a little older, the recommendations change a little bit. Protein for the mom is a dozen eggs, 16 ounces dried beans or peas, and 16 ounces peanut butter. Okay, I will again pass this out and everyone can take one home with you. Quick foods for non-breastfeeding mom and baby. For the mom, 36 ounces iron-fortified cereal again, but no rice this time. And for the baby, 24 ounces iron-fortified infant cereal. Fruits and vegetables for the mom, 96 fluid ounces of vitamin C-rich juice, $8 cash voucher for fresh fruits and vegetables, and for the baby, 128 ounces baby fruits and vegetables. In the dairy section, for the mom, 4 gallons reduced fat milk, 16 ounces cheese allowed substitution, and for the baby, infant formula in amounts based on your baby's age. The concentrate for this is 0 to 3 months equals 31 cans, 4 to 5 months equals 34 cans, 6 to 11 months equals 24 cans, and this is powdered formula is also adjusted into this. So if you choose to do powdered, you can still be able to get some. In the protein section for mom, a dozen eggs, and 16 ounces dried beans or peas, or 18 ounces of peanut butter. Okay, I'll pass this around. You can take one home with you. The quick foods for children. Okay, this is not including the mom. If you just want it for your children, in the grain section, 36 ounces of cereal, 2 to 16 ounces whole wheat bread, or 2 to 16 ounces brown rice. Fruits and vegetables, 128 ounces vitamin C-rich juice, $6 cash voucher for fresh fruits and vegetables. Dairy is 4 gallons reduced fat milk, 16 ounces cheese allowed substitution, and children under 2 get whole milk only. Remember that. If you buy anything else, I'm not going to supply it for you. Okay. Protein is a dozen eggs, 16 ounces dried beans or peas, or 18 ounces peanut butter. Okay? Pass this around. Take your time. Each person should go home with 5 WIC flyers today, all telling you about the new improvements this year that WIC has made. So I would seriously consider this as a way to provide foods for your baby and get the correct nutrients. It's so important when they're little to be on top of what they're eating, what they're getting, and that they're getting the right nutrients when they're little in order to grow properly. So each person will go home with 5 of these. I will also send you home today with a flyer about Alabama WIC program and the approved foods this year. That way if you start the program, you'll know exactly what you're getting and what you're allowed to get. And it tells all about the cereals, the milk, the cheese, the eggs, the kind of foods that you can go to the grocery store and buy. And it shows you pictures of the juices, of the containers, of the breads, the sizes that you're allowed to get, and the baby foods. And also gives you a flyer inside the Alabama WIC guide for using cash value voucher. Okay? Each person will go home with one of these today. And on the back, fresh fruits and vegetables, it gives you another list of things that are approved and not approved for the WIC program. Okay. Next, I've passed around one of these to every person in the room, and this is the My Pyramid. I want to remember this as we have a baby inside of us, or a baby on the way, or even a newborn baby. We need to remember the food guide pyramid and try our best to get the most of these nutrients that we can. This is very important. Okay, we have the grain section in orange, the vegetables is in green, the fruits is in red, fats and oils is very slim, and that's in yellow, milk is in blue, meat and beans is in purple. Okay? And notice on the side, there's steps on the side, which stands for physical exercise. This is very important. We don't forget this. Not only that we eat healthy, but that we always exercise. On the back of this flyer, it tells us how much we need of each food group and what the requirements are per day. Okay? Each person will take one of these home today because I really want you to remember this. This is important to make sure that your baby also grows healthy. Okay? After everyone's gotten one of those, pass those around. We'll look at breastfeeding education. I'll pass out this flyer, and this talks about at the hospital there's prenatal classes, and there's also breastfeeding support groups. This is so that you can be more informed if you have questions, or if you need help, or if you just want to talk to people about what's going on in your breastfeeding, or you just are uncertain about things. This is a great place to go. In the RMC prenatal classes, the cost is $20 per couple, which is not much at all, especially for the amount of information that you receive. Saturday classes will meet 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., July 11th, September 19th, and November 14th. Weeknight classes are held on Mondays and on Tuesdays. The series meets 6 to 8 p.m. both nights, August 10th through 11th, October 5th through 6th, December 14th through 15th. Okay? Make sure and pre-register for those classes. The breastfeeding support group meets every Wednesday from 10 to 12 at the hospital's Women and Children Pavilion. Okay. On the next page, it tells us how breastfeeding is beneficial. Here's some more facts for us for you to remember today. The infants have a decreased risk of diabetes, obesity, ear infections, asthma, emphysema, allergies, childhood cancers, and leukemia, and less risk of dying from SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. Breastfed babies also have a higher IQ, like we talked about before. There are many more benefits to breastfeeding your new infant. These are just a few. Nursing moms have a decreased risk of hemorrhaging, osteoporosis, breast cancer, uterine cancer, and endometrial cancer. Moms also lose weight faster after delivery and save more than $2,000 each year by breastfeeding. Many more benefits are included for breastfeeding moms than just these. On the next page, the WIC benefits for nursing moms: extra food vouchers and milk, eggs, nuts, cheese, peanut butter, orange juice, cereal, tuna, and carrots. Okay. And that completes that flyer. And I have a copy for every person in the class, so I'll pass these out to each of you to take home with you also today. We'll have a whole collection of flyers. Okay. Alright. Now that you have all this information, and we've talked about this today, I'm going to pass around the survey that we took earlier in class one more time. Now I want everyone to look at the survey and do your best to answer the questions correctly. So I'll pass these out. Take a few minutes to do that. Put your names at the top, and we'll get started. I'll give you 10 minutes to take the survey. Actually, let's do 5. We don't need 10 minutes. And circle, it'll be the same survey as before, just to see if you've learned anything during the class. It'll give me a better idea if you've learned anything, and we'll give you the challenge of remembering the information during the class. Okay? Do your best to answer those. We'll see how many people got right. Okay? Pretending that we took our 5 minutes. And I'll collect the surveys. We'll look at the answers and ask if does anyone have any other questions today? Any other questions about breastfeeding or the benefits, the negatives, or when you can meet again? Okay. I'll be located at the hospital, and you can contact me anytime you need to. My name is Kristen Fuller, registered dietitian and RD, and I would love to answer any more questions that you have. Thank you for a wonderful class, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Good luck with everything.